we are going to finish off section 10.1 with a little bit of mixed practice. Right, so as we're going through here, we may be using one rule, we may be using more than one rule, and then we're also going to see a couple where our expressions become a little bit more complicated. Right, so looking at these, our first example, a to the 4th times a to the 7th. Right, this is an example of our product rule. Right, our product rule tells us if we have the same base raised to powers and it's written as a product, we're going to add our exponents. Right, so this is going to give us a to the 11th. Again, this is a result of our product rule. All right, for B, we can think about this a couple of different ways. We could use our product rule. Right, 0 plus 0 is still 0, right? But anything to the 0 power, remember, is equal to 1, right? Or we could say that 1 times 1 is still 1. Right, so for B, remember, anytime we have anything raised to the 0 power, right, we get a 1 for a simplified answer. So B is using our 0 power rule. Right, for C, notice that we have two variables here. What we're going to do is we're going to match up our like bases. So if we look at this, this is written as a multiplication. This means we're going to use our product rule, and we're going to apply our product rule to each of our different bases. So we look at our base of A. Well, we have a squared and a to the 6th. That's going to give us a total of a to the 8th. Right, then we look at B, b to the 3rd and b to the 7th. We're also going to use our product rule to give us b to the 10th. So you might see, I think there's one or two towards the very end of the assignment in section 10.1 where you have two different bases. You can still use your product rule, just match up the bases that are the same, right, and keep those separate in your final answer. Right, so for D, here we have a power inside and a power outside. Right, so this is an example of our power rule. Our power rule tells us that if we have a power inside and outside, that we're going to multiply our exponents. So this is going to give us m to the 28th. E, notice that we have 3 pieces to our product. Right, that's okay. We can have a product that has more than 2 factors. Right, we have 3 factors here. So we're going to go ahead and use our product rule. Right, they are all the same base, so we're just going to add up all of those exponents. Right, 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 8 gives us 13, so we have b to the 13th. Right, our last example, we're going to start by using our power rule. Right, so using our power rule, right, we're going to simplify each part of our expression. Right, x squared to the 5th power, we have a power inside parentheses, a power outside parentheses, so we're going to multiply them. Right, that's going to give us x to the 10th. Over here, 3 times 4, same thing, also our power rule is going to give us x to the 12th. Right, now if these were different bases, we would just stop here. But since these are the same base, we're actually going to finish this off by also using our product rule. Right, so using our product rule, right, 10 plus 12 is going to give us 22. So we actually end up using both our power rule and our product rule in this problem. Right, so as you're looking through the homework, for the most part, the problems are going to be in order. There's a couple of at the end that are a little bit more complicated. Might involve the product rule or power rule or a combination thereof. Right? So this entire section, all of these different rules that we've looked at, again, we're going to keep kind of referring back to as we continue to move forth into the polynomial part of chapter 10, which we're going to start talking about in the next section.